Afternoon, everybody. Right, then we're going to kick off with the final session. So appreciate you sort of waiting around a bit longer there for us. The final session is, I suppose I call it a bit of a happy accident. So we've got a super sub in Guy Griffiths at the summer conference. Stepped in literally at the last minute, 8 o'clock in the morning. I asked him to host a panel discussion in the summer. And it was probably one of the most interactive sessions that we did at that event. So a similar thing happened this time, but I gave him 2 weeks notice to step in and save the day. So Guy is hosting a panel discussion. If you'd like to welcome Guy to the stage, thank you.
Thank you, Rob. I was really looking forward to having a sit down and just being in the audience for this conference. I think I was first after lunch on the first one, then I opened the second one and got roped into the panel discussion then. But maybe you need to increase my payments. If I pay more as a supplier, then maybe I can have a sit down next time. We'll see. I want to get 3 people up for a panel discussion because I don't have any slides this time because it really was short notice. Jack's over there, and Matt's here, and then Fran is over there as well. I'll introduce them as... Fran, bring your coffee up. So Francesca from InBody is going to join us, who has a wealth of experience as a kind of supplier representative. Matt Bradney from Atrium Fitness in Ely, and then Jack, who was actually on the panel last time, all the way from Leamington Spa, Warwick, Shrewsbury. I'm not sure where he's come from today. As I said, so some of you are asking questions already. Some of them, I don't know if someone's trolling me about member retention. I'll get into it if you want, but I'd rather these guys have a chat. And actually, I'd rather you guys got involved as well. So Rob has got a roving microphone. So these guys are just kind of going to kick off the questions. But I'm also going to put some questions up on here. So have a look at the slideo thing. If I hit that, you should get question 1, which I just want to know about PT models. It's something we chatted about at the last Independent Gyms Convention. And it was, I think, one of the main things we talked about. PT models, and looking on the Facebook page as well, which is kind of the hub of the Independent Gyms network, there's always lots of questions about different PT models, and I thought it would be interesting to kind of go into this with the guys to start with, but also to get your views. We can see 10 people have voted on that already, so lots of self-employed PTs out there, and as Jack's got the microphone, and is kind of the other way, employs all his PTs, right?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Similar.
So, if you were here last time, well done. You might hear a couple of bits of the same thing. But Jack, kick us off with just telling us about your PT model a little bit. Fitness work.
So mine are some of them are self-employed, some of them are employed. It depends kind of where you are in the company. But the self-employed ones are heavily contracted to Fitness Work, so our brand, and they can't go out and actively find their own clients within our facilities. Obviously, people come up to them, then we can obviously sign them up. But we have a sales team, so all our leads and all our kind of new clients come through our sales team, and then we distribute them to our trainers, and then we pay them per session, depending on their like how good of a PT they are, like how good they are for our brand, how long they've been with us. So it all kind of depends on who they are as a coach and kind of how long they've been in the industry, but all the work comes through us, then we funnel it out to them. So it's kind of a mixture, but we don't rent space, we don't do any of that. They have to run our program and the way that we PT. It works well for us.
Yeah, and it's about maintaining the brand across.
Yeah, it's just about kind of trying to keep the culture inside the gyms, because sometimes obviously if they rent space, it's kind of like just like a market for everyone walking around handing out leaflets, and I don't know how to say it nicely. They just become pests, and they just pest your members, and I just didn't like that. So by them all coming through us, it means that our members have like a good training environment, and they're not going to have people coming up to them with flyers, free sessions, and just bugging them around the gym.
Cool. Okay. So Francesca, you've got lots of experience with different clubs. But what's your view on employed versus self-employed, or what do you see clients doing in terms of different PT models?
I think what Jack's just said is really important about sales, and understanding that PTs are not salespeople as well, and looking. I think that's where we get it wrong, is we give people lots and lots of jobs, and to maybe pick what people are good at, just because PTs are good, get good PTs in, but they're not necessarily good salespeople. I think that's a really professional way to do it. I think that's really clever, actually, and I think that's something that you should look at. I do see exactly what you're saying. Is I go to lots of independents, multiple sites, key accounts, franchises as well, and you do see PTs wandering around trying to pick up business, and it becomes a problem. You need to professionalise your service, and I think understand if you can't become salespeople, or if you can't upskill staff to become salespeople, look for independent sales. That's really important, because ultimately that's what you're doing, okay? You're trying to sell your service, or they're trying to sell their service, and control it in-house as well. I think that's really clever. I think that's a really key thing you should take from today. And now you're going to answer totally different.
But hopefully that's the idea.
I'm going to be really
different
boring and just go,
then...
Jack's right.
Okay, lovely. Thanks, Matt.
We don't have PTs as such. We have employees who can PT. They're all qualified for PTs. We control it all, and then we just split the income with them. We just do a 50-50 split, so there's none of this competition between them or any of that sort of stuff. It's all quite simple, and it works quite well. Has done for years. I've tried everything we've been going 30 years next year. I don't look old enough, I know, and. We've tried everything. We've tried renting the space out, and it was a flipping disaster.
Yeah.
They just... Pests is a word, dickheads is another one. They just turn into idiots, and it's just not fun for anybody. So we just keep it employees.
But as simple as possible. Without
very simple. We don't have a sales team, so listen to that's quite interesting. We just have our guys, but it works quite well. We do all right.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, guys. So turning it around to you. Yes, a question. On the left.
I just really wanted to ask how you track the metrics on that. Saying that you rank them on not just number of sales, but like how they representing the brand and how they're doing. Yeah, sorry, pass that mic over.
Yeah, no.
How they doing? How do you track that without landing yourself right down a nasty nest of HR and unfair disciplinaries and things like that?
At the start, when they come and work, like when we have the interview, we kind of set our expectations, and we have like 3 payment splits. So it's a certain amount, certain amount, certain amount, and we say if you hit these certain things, so retention, if you get the results we want, if you've done the paper, all these kind of bits and pieces, we'll bump you up to the next one. And then if you're here for like a year, 2 years, and we see you as kind of like a pinnacle of that gym, we'll then bump you up again. But to be honest, it's just being open with the trainer. If they're not doing something correctly, and they come and ask you for a pay rise, which they do all the fucking time, you just say, well, you ain't done this, you ain't done that, you've not done this, your retention's poor, you're meant to be doing a certain amount of hours a week, but you're not. You're only, like, your clients are meant to be in 3 times a week, they're in once a week, or stuff like that, really.
Yeah, so they have like a reporting system where you can keep track of.
Yeah, well, that's done again. It's done in house through our sales guy Chris does it all. We sit down with them like regularly and go through the book every month, go through their folders and stuff, go through all their clients, their retention levels, the bolt-ons, renewals, loads of different things. And usually the people that go to the highest pay are those ones that have been with us for 12 months to 2 years, because they're very valuable now. And if they leave, they'll take clients with them, or they'll leave a big hole, so they deserve to go to the top. But usually, to be honest, it's just about the person more than anything. We don't have HR yet, so I am HR, so I kind of say what goes. But
but in terms of tracking it, I think what we're saying is the systems that are in place, but also it's Chris as well, who is
Chris is our sales.
Yeah.
So it's very much, I would say, for FitnessWorks, it's the systems and also the people and that kind of sit down that Chris is having with them all the time. Whether or not they're systems savvy and running reports and all that kind of stuff. It's as much the people.
So it needs monthly check-ins or something where you're doing an evidence base where if someone turns around and says, I've been with you 12 months, I should be on this pay scale, you can turn around and say, well, you've had
yeah, you've had this many clients, but your retention level's this low. We expect it to be here. If you're worthy of this type of money, your retention should be up here.
Yeah.
So that's basically how we do it.
I just know what it's like these days where someone's not getting where they want to be because they turd, but in their heads they think they're amazing, and then it's your fault.
We get it all the time. Yeah.
Is it monthly or is it more?
We do it every month because when they invoice us for this certain amounts of hours, we go through it. So every single month without fail, we go through it.
Yeah.
And go from there really.
Any other tracking thoughts or?
Yeah, we get feedback too. That's a good point. Customer feedback too. If they give us all of their clients are giving us like really good reviews as well, that shows that obviously they're worth more money. But yeah, clients feedback. Yeah, sorry, I missed that massive point. Clients feedback is very important.
Anything else on tracking, Matt? Fine. Other questions on PT models that you're thinking of? Stick your hand up, please. Or is one? Rob, you got to run. Maybe John on the way, and then Stephen.
I was just wondering about your 50-50 model. How you keep your PTs on that once they realise that they're earning way above the rent that they would pay somewhere else?
Where we are, that's not probably the case, really. In Ely, there's us and the local authority leisure centre, and that's about it.
Yeah, open a gym in Ely. That's the answer.
Bugger. That's where I'll go wrong then.
They are.
Sorry,
so
Matt.
It's ever so simple, and I mean, we do look after them. They do earn a lot of money actually, and our staff retention is very good. We've had people working for us 10 plus years now, and I see that as something quite valuable to them. I don't pay them the highest basic salary, but they can earn quite a bit in the 50-50 split on the PT, so it works quite well.
Yeah, Stephen?
And are your PTs also doing your group exercise? Or are you getting separate people in for that?
Yes and yes. So they are doing the group exercise, but we also get other people in to do group exercise too. Yeah, so they're basically just employees, but they're also, some are ETM, some are spinning, some do all those things as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fran, what do you say on the PT?
I was just asking Jack the same question.
Yeah, go on then.
My PTs, our coaches all do everything. So when spin, we retrain people to do spin. Our classes are all done by our PTs. We don't bring anybody else in.
Cool. And any other thoughts, Francesca? No, fine. Other questions on PT models before because I can move on. No. The other thing we covered a little bit last time, and actually through conversations today and over various events over the last few months, is about staff. Not just staff, not getting staff, but keeping staff as well. I think this is one of the biggest problems that the industry is facing at the moment, other than the obvious retention one, which I'll talk about in the bar later if you really want to. But keep getting staff and retaining staff, and as I say, the conversations I've had today, pay is important, and I know people can go and deliver Deliveroos or deliver Amazons, or there's people can earn a lot of money and really not have much of a career, but they can be getting money very simply at the moment, and I think that's part of the problem. But how can we? And this is words. You can just put some words up here, and the answers will come up. But what ideas do you have before I throw it to the panel? And I think Francesca first, if that's right this time. In terms of bringing people into the industry, encouraging them to come in. We're not going to pay them big bucks, but we can hopefully offer them some kind of career or make a difference to people's health. But what ideas do you have on the staff recruitment and staff retention issue that we're facing? Francesca, what are your thoughts?
I know it's hard to find staff. Across the board. And I think I think most industries are struggling with this, but I go to sites that are struggling, not just with PTs, but are struggling with hospitality staff, even staff, reception staff. It's really hard at the moment. I know that I have lost members this year, gained members this year as well. As an industry, it is really hard. One thing is the pay level, the expectation that people now have come to the table with is sometimes unrealistic for the skill set. I think, and not being afraid to have that conversation to say that's unrealistic for the skill set that you bring. I think you have to be incredibly professional and incredibly clear about what you want, the job description, what's expected, the markers. You briefly talked about the HR and the care and long-term proposals. It is really hard to find staff. It is actually, we do a lot of things in terms of like an attract phase, but actually attracting people to your business is really hard at the moment, really hard. And then trying to keep them there when there is lots of other things that come to the table, lots of nice juicy offers. But you can go and work for Tesco's and they'll give you £1,000 straight off just to go and work for them, just to do delivery. And so people will go and do that and say, well, I'm going Tesco's. Well, what for? Well, because I get £1,000. Okay. It's really. I'd be really interested to see what people's opinions are on this, because me as a boss, running a company, a national company, it's hard. It's really hard. It's much harder at a national level, I can assure you, at a local level.
Yeah.
What do we do? What do we do as an industry? How do we attract people in, and how do we now turn the conversation to retaining staff as retaining members? How do we retain good staff and not end up with, let's be honest, the crap bunch? Yeah, because sometimes that happens and you settle. And I have definitely, be careful because some of my staff are here, but I have not the ones that are here.
No, they've just left, actually.
Yeah, because remember where I was. I have definitely settled, shall we say, when probably I should have been a bit more ruthless, but I was kind of hands tied and had to. So yeah. How do we keep our standards high? How do we attract the right people? It's a real big question.
Yeah. There's some good answers coming up on the board. I can read them off here. I don't need to turn around away from the mic. Yeah, staff involvement in decisions and plans. Appreciation, give value, job progression. My daughter said to me during the first lockdown, we were tightening our belts, and lots of businesses were in trouble. And I said, there's just not as much money going around at the moment. And she, 11-year-old at the time, bless her, was like, where's all the money going, Daddy? And I was like, it's not vanishing, but it is going to, Jeff and his rockets, and it is going on Deliveroo, and it is going on Netflix, and it is going, the money's still there, it's just going somewhere else. But I don't think money's the answer.
I've definitely settled as well, and Naomi's sitting there, she'll know who I'm talking about in a second. It's not her, by the way. And we've definitely, because we just need a body there to get the place open, we've definitely had that. And they're lazy, they turn up late, all that stuff, and I can't afford to fire them because I can't find anybody to replace them. So we've had real challenges with that. The staff that are there, that have been there, some of them more than 10 years, we try and make it just a really nice working environment. It's fun. I like it. I always say to everybody, if I want to go to work, then that's fine. I want to have fun there. I want to enjoy it. I like to have a good laugh in the place, and so everybody else will have fun and laugh, and the members like that as well. So we do a lot of that stuff, making it fun. But we pay them well as well. They do quite well, but they have to earn it. So they don't get good basic salaries, but they get good commission rates, good class rates. We even pay them to wear their MyZone belt in the class to try and promote MyZone and things like that. So we do give them bonuses on lots of different things. But yeah, I think everybody in the room's probably had that person they've had to settle for, and it's just drains you that you're giving them money for absolutely nothing. And it's a challenge.
Yeah, good answer. You want to add to that, Jack, or just agree with it?
Yeah, I agree with both those, and I think everybody.
It's a panel debate, of course. Everyone agrees.
Yeah, of course. One thing, though, I think when we're saying finding new staff, one thing I did when we opened, I think we got to our fourth site. I think it was 4, and we struggled to staff the site. So we'd open a site, we could kit it out, we could get the members in. That was all sweet, but we couldn't find the staff. So we don't necessarily need to do this, but we created our own personal training academy. So we now train people out of college to go level 2, level 3. And then once they've passed their course and got their level 3 qualification, like there's my brother there, he runs one of our sites, they would work with him for example, for like 3 months, 2 months while we build them up. And by the time they're a good enough personal trainer, they know the culture, they know our community, they know everything we're about. And then it's kind of like an endless supply of trainers. And you can kind of, when we're putting like 20 people through each time, then we can pick like the 2 best and put them into a site. And then the retention thing, I think one thing that we've done is when you get to our like highest kind of pay, when we open a new site, we kind of make them be the manager. So that's the progression. So then they run that site. That's 2 things that we've kind of done over the last 2 years. And I think the training academy, I mean, like you can partner it with anybody, like there's training academies all over the country, and just go and speak to them and try and get a funnel through that. And then you do generally have like an endless supply of people. Some of them are pretty fucking useless, but some of them are really good. So you can kind of like handpick people.
Yeah, got a question over here.
So I want to touch on something that you've mentioned there. I've been in the fitness industry only 3 years now, and the turnover of personal trainers that I've been with and worked with has been phenomenal. And it's upsetting to see because some people are genuinely passionate about it. Mm-hmm. You mentioned something there about having an endless supply of personal trainers and that some just don't quite cut the mustard, and that's understandable. And I think we could find that probably the level 2 and 3 isn't enough to support them going forward. So what would be something that you would require from someone to help them move forward? So firstly, from my perspective, you would like to be nurtured by someone. So I'll stick a rocket up Stu's bum here and say that he does that very well with his staff members. But what would you like to see in terms of extra qualifications, something that gives them that extra skill set?
Do you know what? I don't actually think it's about the qualification. Like 9 times out of 10, I don't really ever look at a CV. Well, I do look at it, but I glance over it and I meet them, yeah. And it's just, if you're a decent human and you're willing to learn and you're willing to put the hours in, willing to put the graft in, then you're perfect. It doesn't matter like what qualification you have. It's just about being willing to be the best you can be. And then I think you'll be super successful.
So would you say that these people, that they lack more so the communication and the drive?
It's the communication skills and the confidence that they can go and do it. But it's the communication. Like obviously when they're quite young now, some of them are 18, 19 years old, and they come alongside quite good personal trainers, they don't think they can be that good. But then you kind of have to explain to them, like, I was you. I just
definitely
had a go.
Agree with the mis-selling as well. I think that the jobs they're advertised is like 25 to 40 grand. Like,
yeah, no joke.
Good luck with that. Yeah. So
I've got something to add to that actually in a post-lockdown world, as just a little bit personal as well, but as a mum of 2 teenagers trying to navigate college and move into a work environment, the social, the missed opportunities of the social interaction that they've had, our younger generation have had. Actually, we're looking to employ these because they fit our wage bracket, shall we say. And they've had essentially 2 years of being locked away, face masks, don't communicate, don't talk, do it all online, you know, and then we bring them into an environment which is very customer focused for you guys, which is very customer focused, and we now expect them to be able to deal with that. And they don't have the life skills actually that say we maybe had in, you know, when we were younger in a pre-tech world. I'm a lot older than you, but yeah, in a pre-tech world. And actually that's where, ignore that, but yeah. I think we need to put more focus on that side of the training and, like you're saying, the support. And I definitely find that with my team that there is that almost that handheld bit that and that encouragement.
It's more mentoring as opposed to like what?
Yeah, you know, if you want to look at how can you upskill in terms of qualifications or experience, there are other ways in which you can do that. You can look at your suppliers and the people that have got sold you specific equipment or whatever. They have their own training academies. They Simspar accredit these, you know, platforms. If you have someone who's showing a particular interest in something, you know, champion them for that and drive them through that training program. There are ways in which you can do it, but it's you as a boss or you as a mentor being able to read that person and understand which direction. There are those that are going to be great dealing with certain groups of people as well, and it's, you know, everybody's different. We can't keep putting everybody in the same place and expecting them to be okay with that. They're not. And I think we're going to see an even bigger problem now, you know, especially the, say, like 18 to 25 area. I do think because the world is different. Yeah, we have closed them off and away from people, and those social skills are just not there. You know, I'm struggling with my own kids. Like, go out, see the world.
Yeah.
Speak to people, yeah.
I think that
you know, but it is, you know, it's actually a real issue. You know, if you look at the colleges and the universities, and you look at the what am I trying to say? If you look at their support services, but I'm trying to say, their support is they're at a pandemic. Because kids physically, the anxiety levels, the panic attacks, that just from being in social, that's crazy. But we're employing these people in the next couple of years. You need to be aware of that, you know. They're the people that we're employing.
I think they've spent the last, a lot of people have said that it's the really young and the really old that have really suffered. Yeah, if you're 18, 20, you've spent the last 10% of your life in lockdown. Yeah. Or if you're over 80, you're thinking, what have I got left? And you know, those where the majority of us are in the middle, it's like, it's been tough, but
I banked on getting rid of the teenagers in the next couple of years, and now I'm thinking, shit, they're going to be here a lot longer.
Yeah.
Well, so for instance, I've got a different company. I've got a building company, and we employed an apprentice who was an apprentice through lockdown, and he had his qualifications, didn't do a day at college, so he came to us with the same qualification as somebody who's done 4 years working and couldn't do a thing, and that's around the board. It's the same sort of thing. Everybody is the pandemic. You're given everything without knowing what you're doing, and that's hard. Like I say, it's a generation of people that have not got a clue. So that's what we're walking into.
They haven't, and actually I think that's the problem. Is I've learned as quite an aggressive personality, of a mentality, and being brought up in a military family of like, get it done, sort it out, now let's do it. That doesn't work. You know, you can't just go in that, why can't you do that? Man up is not there anymore. It's not there anymore. I think that's going to be an issue when they come in with this expectation of, I can be paid 30 grand. You're 18 and you can't talk to people, you know. It's something that even I'm seeing at the sort of level that I'm employing. So it's something you need to be aware of. I think the mental aspects of what how you employ people, how you nurture them and take them through. But in regards to the qualifications things, look to the suppliers and the programs and. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant, thanks.
That helps even more.
In that case, Jack.
So really good. And I'm going to refer back to the fitness marketing agents and to Neil at Partners and talking about EAP, I think, which is some employee something. Help me, Neil.
Employee assistance program.
Employee assistance program. Yeah, there. It's kind of what Francesca's saying, but she's kind of there's all the people here. All those suppliers, and I'm not selling, but they will all help you out, and they'll help your employees out, and they'll help us out. Or what the fitness marketing agents are saying about, sell. You've got to sell to your employees as well, and you can sell them the car park, the equipment, and the showers, right? But actually, they need to see their benefits as well, whether it's an EAP or whether it's their progression, their journey. Which I think is kind of what you're saying, Matt, about where are they going? When's their next?
I mean, it's difficult for us independents, because progression is difficult for us sometimes, particularly someone like me. I'm an independent site, just one of them. I'm not like Jack. I'm onto 50 odd sites. I've gone down from 4 sites to 1. That's why I've got a grey beard, mate. I just think attitude as well is the number one thing, and I think that the pandemic has done nothing to help any of these. We've had we jumped on the Kickstarter scheme, thinking, okay, we'll help some of these kids out. Flipping heck, that was depressing.
Did anyone else do the Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, mine was just depressing. I mean, I didn't know in Ely that we had a hostel. I had no idea. I'd never come across this hostel. And then all these kids came in and they were telling me their lives, and I was just wanting to help them all. but they couldn't speak, they couldn't communicate, they just hadn't got those skills, and I just couldn't. We've got one that's working for us right now, and he's been having panic attacks. Just when you say to him, right, can you go upstairs in the gym and just talk to people, and he can't breathe. You know, we have got to help them, you know, and do that. But the Kickstarter thing, that just depressed me. It really did. It was good money. I mean, we got one that did 1 day. She came in, she did 1 day, we got 1,500 quid for that. I was like, can we hire 100 of them?
Yeah, not answering this question though, but yeah, okay.
It's a good money maker.
Other thoughts on staff, or I can... John Greenrod, unaccustomed as he is.
Unaccustomed as I am. The pandemic's been an absolute nightmare as far as education is concerned for me, because what it's done, it's driven us to the lowest denominator. Because people have done education online, but we work in a people-facing industry. So you've got loads of people that have got qualified over the last 2 years that have never met somebody face-to-face, delivering something that requires us to do that face-to-face. They're all great if they're doing online shite, but actually we run businesses where it involves people being face-to-face. So I've gone through that massive thing. I had a load of staff on furlough. They came back from furlough, love furlough. Now they quit because they don't want to actually work for a living. Yep. So then I had to recruit a load of new staff. So I recruited that. I then picked up all that trash that everybody's just spoke about. They'd all got qualified. They came in, and then they couldn't actually deliver. So when you actually told them they couldn't deliver, you tried to help them, they then left. I've had to really look at what I've done. So I went for something that I never thought I'd do. I went for complete, absolute beginners, youngsters, 16 to 16 and a half year olds, and some 50-year-olds. So I went to either end of the spectrum. So I got a bit of experience with my 50-year-olds. I'm one of them. And then the 16 and a half year olds. And the way I've also, I wasn't very happy with the academy, the education provision out there, because they wanted to go online and they wanted to do everything online with no face-to-face contact, which didn't actually support the learner. So we've set up our own academy. We've got registered with Active IQ and stuff like that ourselves. We now deliver. They do all their online stuff, but we obviously do practical with them. But every Wednesday that they're on their course can be up to 12 months, obviously, but it can be as short as they make it. But every Wednesday they have the opportunity to come in with us, and we mentor them, and they can shadow a PT. They can come and do some work experience with us. That's what we do, because we think it's really important. And if they want to do more than 1 day a week, they can come in more than 1 day a week, and that's what we do. But I actually sat down with my 16 and a half year olds yesterday, and I said to them, you know, the pay is the pay. That's what it is. And obviously, as you get more qualified, I'll up your pay from the what it is to the adult pay version of what they're on. But I said the way that I want you to progress is I'll offer you more education, more CPD, and more mentoring. And I said that's how I'll make you a better PT. I think, yes, they've got to have the basic qualifications, the level 2 and so on, but then it's all about how we enforce our ethos upon them to be a better deliverer. And that sells you as a package, I think. Whereas the problem I had with those ones that had already done it in the pandemic, they weren't interested in that. You know, so that's what we've kind of done.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, John. Yeah, I think if we go into online training for PTs and how quickly, that's not. The bar is open soon, so that one could go on for a bit. I'm going to move on. I've got another question about January offers, and this is not leading on from an article that got a bit heated on LinkedIn this week, but I'm interested to know, this is a word cloud, so Matt has already said nothing, but he might expand on it a little bit more. If you are doing no offer, just put none, because then if you are doing an offer, if you're doing a buy one get one free, or a DFS style, buy now pay later, interested to know what offers you're doing, kind of, again, linking it all the way back to the start of today when we talk about marketing. But yeah, just pop in a word or two on what offers you'll be doing, or what offers you have in the pipeline for January. Matt, you've got the mic. Do you want to kick us off?
Sure.
None.
So throughout each of the lockdowns, we asked our members to continue paying. So we went out to them and just said, look, we need your help. Can you help us? And quite a lot of them did. So we got to a situation where we had these people that helped us, and they'd stayed open, and we did quite well off it actually. So we reinvested in the club, bought some stuff. I've got a nice new car. I haven't. But we decided that we couldn't ever sell memberships again cheaper than they pay.
Of course.
Can't ever do it. Can never look any of those people in the eye and say, these people pay less than you. So we won't ever do that. So in the pandemic, we sort of leveled everything up, and we have one price, that's it. And we're not doing any sale whatsoever. In January, we'll just market on what we do and the service we provide and the results we get for people, and that's what we'll do. So the days of sales have gone for us. In the past, we've done all sorts of things, half price sales, all sorts of stuff, and they worked really well. We did ever so well. In fact, January 2020 was our best month ever. Did it change the next month? But so we're just not going to do anything in January other than just market our facilities and services.
Cool. That was a half day well spent with me a couple of years ago. Fran, what's the best offer, worst offer that you expect to see
Not
in January?
monetary. I think once you get in you start to reduce prices and you get in that spiral, I think it's really hard. You just have to look at that across the board. Added value, find other ways. Added value doesn't necessarily mean it's not my pitch for you to buy anybody at all, but added value, it is.
Just as it went up on the word cloud to twice as big. Well
no, but added value doesn't necessarily mean purchase something new, spend money. It means, look at what you've already got, reinvent the wheel a little bit, think about something that you've bought a couple of years ago, whatever, and can you make that into something attractive now? Can you include something extra? Don't necessarily have to spend money to do that, but I think it's a real, if I'm honest, dangerous way to go when you start to, especially in the climate we're in at the moment, is when you start to offer, we see it, I'm not going to mention no names, but we see £5 for the rest of the year, £10 for the rest of the year, then you come to February, and then you want to put it back up to whatever, and people go, I'm not doing that, I'm going to move, okay? And that's what they do, because the gym member's fickle, okay? The gym member is fickle, especially when you're in a certain price range. And they have no problem. And then you've got to go through the whole attract phase of getting them back in, and I don't think that's the way to go. Don't devalue you and your brand is the main thing to do, okay? You are worth them paying what they pay, and find other ways to show them that you are worth paying that, okay? Go the other way, actually, give them essentially more for their money, but keep the money coming in. Don't change. That's my opinion anyway.
Cool. And Jack, are you going to upset the apple cart, turn it into a proper debate?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Go on then.
I do a bit of both, add value and discount. We're competing against pure gyms, the Anytimes. We're competing against the big boys that can do discount here, there and everywhere. We never discount the monthly membership. We either give more value to the monthly membership, or we kind of discount how they join. With personal training, sometimes we'll give bigger incentives. We may reduce something slightly in one of our programs, but it will never go below what our hourly rate is. So I believe both work. I think it all depends kind of on you as a business. To me, if it makes me money, I'll do it to a certain extent. As long as it's good for my brand, yeah, to a certain extent, yeah. Actually, I'll probably do it anyway. But no, seriously, I wouldn't do that bad. But it kind of all just depends, really. I like it, but at the same time, I don't like it. Like you said, I don't want to devalue my trainers' time. I don't want to devalue our brand. So we do it very kind of carefully. And people love discount. People love to see some fancy offer. As long as you kind of work out that it's not screwing you, and as long as you make some money, that's what we're here for, innit? To make some money. So that's the way I look at it.
Good, yeah, good.
And to help people, sorry.
And to help people get fitter and healthier.
You're here for that.
Yeah.
I missed that out. This is being filmed. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we'll cut that.
Cut that bit,
yeah, that's fine.
Edit that bit out, pal.
Cut that out on the YouTube. What thoughts have you got out there, everyone? Because as I said at the start, this is not just about four people stood up here in opinions. What offers are you guys doing? Straight in front of you, Rob. Good timing.
Yeah, we've had very much the same over the last year. We've offered discounts and incentives, and virtually all of them have fell flat on their face. And actually where we have seen an increase in memberships is for our absolute premium, top-of-the-range products that we offer that aren't discounted, that we put on and didn't advertise because we were concerned that people wouldn't pay the money to do it. So we almost didn't believe in those top-end products ourselves, and those are the ones that are selling.
Nice.
So
tell us a little bit about what is that top-end product, if you don't mind sharing.
The top-end product is a premium one-to-one PT service. So traditionally we're a small group gym. Prior to lockdown, we also do large group classes. Prior to lockdown, our demographic was the majority of the class memberships were in the large group format, so the lowest end prices. We didn't offer any premium one-to-one. The small group offerings were the top of the range, as it were. In coming back from lockdown, slowly but surely that demographic has changed completely. So the large group classes now make up a very small percentage of our membership base, and we're finding actually we're selling more of the premium, top of the range memberships where we're looking after a smaller group of people, but they're paying us more money.
More money.
So
that's
where we're concentrating on.
That's what we do. So that's what all we do is just premium one-to-one personal training with a bit of open gym. And like what we found works well for us is kind of giving away a certain amount of a trainer's time, and they come in and then they buy as high as possible. So like we give them something to experience what we have to offer, show them around the gym, show them who we are, show them the trainer, and then they buy the top. So the main thing which works for us is giving them a little bit of free time. And then we don't our premium things we never discount because they're premium and they're set for a reason. We only want a certain amount of people to do those. But by selling those, we give away something free. That's worked best for us.
Right.
Is that capped? Sorry, Ollie, last question to you. We could go on.
It will, well, I mean, the only way we cap it is if we run out of coaches to deliver the service, but then if we can find another coach to carry on. I mean, the only thing that would cap it would be facility. If we physically can't fit the people in the building and deliver the service we want to deliver. So that's the only thing that would cap me as such.
Again, there's a couple of conversations I've had today about, increasing prices in January. I mean, how on earth do we do that? But we've had some interesting discussions on that. The answer is, new members, yes, there is a price increase in January. It's coming, and then existing members, it's later in the year. Or the other one, as a couple of people have said, is if you're signing up for the whole 12 months, I still see it occasionally, and I think I can say Energy Fitness near me have just been, giving it away and giving it away and giving it away. And it's like first month free. No, the 12th month is free.
Yeah.
If you stay for 12 months.
No, we've actually done a two-tiered approach with their price increases. Is new members have got a price increase that's set, and the existing members have also got a price increase, but it's at a lesser rate than an existing. So it's increases across the board.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because that's I don't even notice, but energy prices are going up. People have got VAT deferrals, rent arrears, CBILS loans. We need to get more revenue coming in. That is the state of play. So, but anyway, if you want to read more about that, look me up on LinkedIn, because it was a nice heated debate off the back of that. You can't put prices up. All right, you won't be here anymore then. Just in my opinion. Other thoughts on January offers, or I'd like to see that probably 3 people have voted for added value, which is why that's gone big, I guess. What is the added value? Anyone got there's a question, one over here, Rob. Thank you. Whether it's an answer to what is added value or something different, let us know.
No, sorry, I was just going to put my philosophy. Yeah. Basically, I don't really do discounts in January or any sort of offers, because January is the time when people want to join a gym. The offers and the discount, they happen in December, in July, August. Yeah. That's the quiet months. That's when you need them in.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I'm sorry if I'm beating the same drum, but do Centre Parks put their prices down in half term? Can you get a cheap flight in the summer holidays? Why do we drop our pants every January? It's like, didn't we do we did an amazing offer, we got all these people in. Yeah, it's January. To compete, yeah, but that you don't. If you're going to compete with Pure Gym on price, then forget it.
You're never going to beat budget ever, you know, never.
No. So yeah, added value in my opinion. How are we doing on time, Rob?
Yeah, keep going 15 minutes or go.
15 minutes, okay. Well, the other thing, I haven't got a question specifically on this, but interested to know, we could do walk-on music. We'll finish with that maybe, walk-off music. In terms of trends for next year, which is kind of the headline of this session, interested if you just want to throw a word or two onto Slido as a comment. So just pop, you know, if you think it's not looking at anyone particularly, EMS or cryo, or you know, what do you think is going to make a difference in your business? And I'm coming. Who's got the mic? Francesca.
Sorry, I wasn't
okay,
talking.
Pick a customer. Pick a customer from your head. What's the new thing in 2022 that's going to change their business? You can't say anybody.
No, because I'm just going to say it on pure topic for what I do, but it is right in terms of trend, and that is more medical health focused. It's all going to go that way, I think, and I think you've got to get, I know that sounds biased, but if you look at the trends that are coming through, if you look at what certain big sites are doing, I'm not going to drop names, but you'll see that, you know, big chains making big changes to a more medical focused approach to fitness. You know, this medical and fitness is sort of merging together, and you guys are the forefront of that. You really need to champion that fairly quickly and understand that that is what's going to come out of this.
Although I'll counter that with, there's been quite a big, one of the big chains that have health and a green logo, you know, they've lost a lot of their management team, and while they are probably going to focus more on health, and they've done health MOTs for ages, this is one of the things that I'm really excited about. And
talking about the same person, actually, so I'd be interested to know.
Yeah, I presented it last time, so rewind and look at the last thing, but the last session. But there is definitely a play, and that's why I'm here at the Independent Gyms Conference, because I think you guys are more in touch with your members, and you know, better placed in the local community to reach out and help people, not with their fitness, but with their health. Yeah, so if you did miss that and you want more details, find me at the bar. Which way are you going? Yeah. You choose. What's the number one trend for 2022, Jack?
I hate trends.
Do you?
I fucking hate them. Yeah. Normality for a slot, to be honest, because we've lived the last 2 years of uncertainty. Don't know if we're open, we're closed, and to me, I don't care what trend comes along, you're never going to be able to get rid of what we do. We own gyms, we are the fucking fitness industry, I think, and you're never going to get rid of like what we do. So whatever trend comes in, like Peloton or like, obviously, yeah, be careful, yeah. I've done this again, I might stop speaking on it. But no, I don't care, sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, but normality would be, that would be something nice and new. Naomi's mentioned mental as well as physical, so you can't have that, Matt.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, don't ask me. I bought those flipping slide aerobic things all those years ago, so don't ask me about trends. I think I'm with Jack. Trends, I mean, God, bloody hell, they come and go. You know, you get ones that do stick. When spinning came along, you know, everyone thought, oh, God, that won't stick, and it did. And it's just picking those ones right, I guess. I don't jump on the absolute beginning of trends, even though I'm a really bad early adopter on technology. I just don't. I don't jump on it. I have jumped on it, and it's cost me a lot of money, so I just don't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
I'm just going to say slide aerobics.
Slide aerobics.
I bought that.
What else? For those of you who aren't as quick as typing as Naomi, what else do you guys think is going to be? Okay, so not maybe a trend, but you know, how's the particularly independent market going to change in 2022? Or are you keeping your cards close to your chest?
I'd be interested to know what people think about video and these hybrid.
I've tried not to say the word hybrid, but
I know, but everyone's talking about it. And
okay.
I mean, I'm with John on this. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all But I know that some people are making it work for them. Will it continue? I don't know. I really don't think it will. I think Peloton will be something else going forward in a few years, but we'll see.
Well, hold that, 'cause unless you're about to ask about hybrid. But what's your question?
I'm not even sure what that is. No, more not so much a question as a statement. I suspect that coaching is going to be a big for 2022. I think coming out of COVID and that, a lot of people have gone into online coaching over the time, and although they're going to come back into the gyms and they're going to look more for human interaction and, you know, the cheesy culture, whatever you want to call it, that community vibe and stuff. People look for that, but I think coaching is going to be a really big point. Having a good quality coaching service is going to be really important to people.
Yeah, and again, throw back to the last conference, to Podium. If you've not seen them, they're just the other side of FMA, but they were talking about community last time, which I think is another thing. It's not a trend as such, but from what you're, yes, coaching absolutely, and helping people, whether you're just having a one-to-one session with them over Zoom, or even better, face-to-face over a coffee, but where that's not possible, then crack on. But then building communities with those people was what those guys were talking about, which is a really strong message. Yes?
Yeah, 100%. I think we've just got to go further and go take that extra step, show that the independent gym market is totally different to the big chain. We want to be different. We want to build that community. We want to know all our members. It's not just a cash sale. We don't just want people coming in, training and leaving. We want to know each and every single member. Try and build that interaction, not only in the gym, but outside of the gym as well, and just get that massive community feel, because it's what everyone has missed over the past 2 years.
Yeah, 100%. So taking that to another level, outside the gym, is that online?
No. So like member get-togethers. So in October we done an obstacle race. We got loads of members together. We went and done the whole hog in Suffolk. We're looking at doing nuclear races. We're trying to link in with local companies doing park runs, taking the warm-ups, things like that. Just anything that's going to, one, put us out there, something different to what your pure gyms and everything like that are doing, but two, show that we actually care. We're not doing it to make money out of it, but we want to actually help the local community and just show that it isn't just the fitness side of things, it's everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah, brilliant. And that's there's a lot of outside the four walls, blah blah blah, which then on most of the Zooms I've been on, even some of the ones that I've been involved in, it's like, all right, hybrid and online, and I'm getting a vibe, which I think is, listen, there's a place for it, but outside the four walls is also, hog run or a hog roast, or
anything that's just going to get people together.
Yeah, I'm going for
raise that community spirit.
Yeah, local gym I work with at Wokingham, going for a curry with them again next weekend. It's like for their 1 year anniversary, they had, I think, 70 members, which like 10% of the members all out for a curry, like book the whole curry house. When it's not really fitness oriented, but it's a get together, right?
That's it. We got December 19th. Two of our clubs, we're out doing a fun run. We're going to finish off at one of the local pubs.
Not local
one
clubs,
that helps support
100%.
them, but also it's a little bit of a get together. We've recently done quiz nights, just anything we can to give back to our members that, one, supported us through lockdown, and two, the people that need that social interaction, that have missed it and have been longing for it for the past 2 years.
And ex-members, future, I mean, does it matter?
100%. Anyone. Bring a friend.
Of course.
Show them that NR isn't just a gym, it's a family, it's that community environment.
Brilliant. Yeah. Anyone else? Something to add on to community or other? Oh yeah, sorry.
Guy, I'd like to. It's more maybe like a 5-year kind of future where I think maybe independent gyms may start to head towards.
That's very brave. A 5-year plan.
Yeah, I think it.
I don't know.
From how I feel, would be we've recently in lockdown gone 24/7, and we've seen a massive increase in membership sales in our clubs, and when we're competing with local leisure centres and things like that, I feel the way I see it is, I think independent gyms in 5 to 10 years, I think you're either going to be a leisure centre with a pool that it has opening and closing hours, or you're going to be a very flexible, independent gym with 24/7 opening. But it's just to see what everyone's thoughts are really on, do they agree with that? We've took the step and it's worked for us so far, but do we feel that's for the other independents that haven't gone there, it's worked for us, but do they feel the same?
What are your thoughts, panel, on 24/7?
I just think it all depends on your demographic and where your gyms are based, right? To me, 24/7 wouldn't really benefit us that much. We're like more your busy professionals, 25 to 45, that want one-to-one personal training. So we're a bit kind of, I can't see my 40-year-old CEO coming in at 12 o'clock, but then that's because she wants a trainer. And I've struggled, like I said, to get trainers, let alone asking them to come at midnight. But one thing we did do recently to reduce our overheads is to put like a door entry system on. So in the daytimes before, our trainers were very overworked because like I was the personal trainer, would start at 6, we'd finish at 9, would do 10 sessions all day. We wouldn't leave the gym because it had to be manned. So what we've done now, some hours of the day, if the trainer doesn't have anything, we arm the door and then the members can get in with their door code. 1, it lets them go and do their own thing. And 2, it kind of reduces our overheads by thousands and thousands a month. And it has the capability to go 24/7. But I understand what you're saying, but I just think, I understand it, but I don't agree with it. I think that there'll always be different, depends where you are. Does that make sense?
I think the model of your business, if we're more commercial gym,
not in your area,
general gym goers.
100%. In the city, I could see that, maybe in like smaller towns and smaller cities, there's always going to be people that have different needs, potentially.
Yeah, we are that sort of model. We're generic gym goer. We're in small, medium towns, and it's worked well for us. And it's stopping people heading into the cities because they wanted the pure gyms, they wanted the gym groups and the flexibility. And now we've encouraged that locally in their own town. We're getting that pull.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, they don't have to leave now, do they?
Yeah.
So yeah. No.
Matt, you must have looked at 24/7 at some point, and then. What did you do and why?
No. I think it depends on the demographic again. I think you're absolutely right, and location. I mean, for us, we ask our members quite regularly about opening hours. We've actually reduced ours after this pandemic to save on a bit of money, so we're not open late at the weekends and things like that, and the members are all fine with it. Usage is still exactly the same, and I don't think it would suit us. We've got an older membership, so it reflects my age, I guess. They generally come during the day and things like that. 9 o'clock at night, the gym's bloody empty, and it's ready to close. So I think 24 hours wouldn't really benefit us. But having said that, having been to various places over the years, they're great to go. If you're away in the city or something, you go to a 24-hour gym, it's awesome. So I see there's definitely a place for it, and I think more and more independents will definitely move that way. But for my gym, I don't think it's quite right.
Cool. Yeah, good question. Thank you. Anyone else want to chip into the 24/7 or other thoughts? One behind you, Rob.
We've got one of our facilities is 24/7, and in all honesty, I don't think it's anything more than a marketing little thing. We sell it as 24/7. The amount of people that have been in there past midnight. I can count on less than one hand. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's in 5 o'clock through to 9 o'clock at night or something, and that's it, even though we're 24/7.
Competing with some gym that has...
Even our local Tesco's is not 24 hours anymore. That's stopped being 24 hours.
I mean, I know Pure Gym is and stuff like that, but the demographic that are going to go to that are going to be available in those hours... I'm going to be honest, where we live is probably going to be like taxi drivers and shift workers. They're going to go to Pure Gym. They ain't going to come to my place. Yeah. I'm twice the price of Pure Gym. So mine is mainly, hopefully, professionals, young professionals and stuff like that. Like they're finishing work, they want to go, not really know what they do in training, so I can upsell to my PTs. Yeah. But they've got the money to spend for it, and they ain't training at 12 o'clock at night. So it's mainly just a gimmick. I'd look to get rid of it. If it actually made that much difference insurance-wise, I'd probably just drop it. But I just use it for advertising.
Cool. Okay. Anonymous has put health prevention. I'm guessing, I don't mean preventing health. So put your hand up if that was you. Yeah, I thought so. Any other questions for our panel before this? If I say before we go to the pub, that means it's the end, basically. But is there anything else you want to pick their brains on, or? Then I'd listen. A round of applause to them for joining us. Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, I won't promise to have a sit down at the next event, but it might be nice. Thank you very much. And yeah, if any other questions or thoughts or brain picking, then I will see you in the bar. Thank you.